A geometric sequence is a sequence of values that follows a pattern of multiplying a fixed amount times each term to arrive at the following term. So we were using a fixed amount to add to get from one term to the next when we were working with arithmetic sequences. Now we're going to work with geometric sequences. So arithmetic sequences had a common difference. That's what we added to get from one term to the next. Geometric sequence, we're going to multiply. That is highlight worthy. We're going to multiply to get from one term to the next. And the amount that we multiply by is called that common ratio. The common ratio. So here's an example for us. We've got a sequence 2, 10, 50, 250. What's the amount that we multiply to get from one term to the next? In this case, it's fairly obvious. When it's not fairly obvious, you're going to take the second term divided by the first term, and that's going to equal the third term divided by the second term, which is going to be the same as the fourth term divided by the third term. It's any term divided by its previous term. So 10 divided by 2, let's do it this way, 10 divided by 2 is going to be the same thing as 50 divided by 10, which will equal 250 divided by 50. And in each one of these cases, that's equal to 5. So our common difference to get from one term to the next is we're multiplying by 5. Multiplying by 5, multiplying by 5. Our common ratio, R, is equal to 5. So we call that common ratio R. Okay, let's practice. Let's try and find the common ratio for these sequences. We've got 3, 12, 48, 192. Some of these are going to be fairly obvious. For instance, in this case, how do we get from 3 to 12? Well, we multiply by 4. 12 to 48, we multiply by 4. And then we're going to check, and you can even use your calculator, make sure that 48 times 4 is 192. Now, how do we get from 80 to 20, and then to 5, and then to 5/4? Well, we can say 20 divided by 80 has to equal 5 divided by 20, which needs to equal 5/4 divided by 5. Well, 20 divided by 80 is 1/4. 5 divided by 20 is 1/4. 5/4 divided by 5 is the same thing as 5/4 times 1/5, which is also 1/4. So the common ratio is 1/4. We multiply by 1/4 to get from one term to the next. So R equals 1/4. And this looks a bit like Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Not quite, but color-wise it is. Okay, you go ahead and try these, 750, 150, 36, and then D and E. And when you're ready to reveal the answer, come on back and I'll give you the answer to each of the problems. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you did press pause and you're going through these videos with integrity. We are going to check our answers. For the first one, R equals 1/5. The second one, R equals 2. And the third one, R equals 3/2. Now before I go on any further, I want to go back. I just want to talk about this geometric sequence here. So I'm going to move this over here, and I want to show you on a grid what this looks like. So this is the numbered term, so the term number. So our x-axis, our input, is the term number, and then our y-axis, our output, is the value of the term. So the first term is a 2, right? The second term is a 10. We'll say that's there. The third term is a 50, which is way up here, right? So this right here is a discrete graph. This is a discrete graph. Sometimes we connect the dots just to show that we can. And do you see the little bit of a curve there? That's important. That little bit of a curve is really important when we're talking about graphs of these geometric sequences. Okay, so fantastic. Okay, let's find the next three terms of the sequence. So our sequence is 2, -6, 18, -54. We want to find the next three terms in this sequence. So first what we need to do is find the common ratio. So find out the R value. So our R value, how do we get from 2 to -6? Well, we multiply by -3. How do we get from -6 to +18? We multiply by -3. So R is equal to -3. So the next term is going to be -54 times -3. Well, that's going to be a positive. So we're going to have a positive 54 times 3 is 162. Then the next term, we're going to multiply by -3. So now my positive is going to go to a negative. And 162 times 3 is 486 is what I'm getting. So -486. When we multiply -486 times -3, 486 times 3, a negative times a negative will be a positive, and then we're going to end up with 1458, 1458. So the next three terms are 162, -486, and 1458. Okay, now you try the next two. Let's see what you can do trying the next two. Press pause and then come back and we'll check our answers together. Okay, welcome back. I got an R value of 3. I got an R value of 3. And the next three terms I got were 50, nope, not 50. I got 81, 243, and 729. And on the next one, I got an R value of 2, and that's 17.6, 35.2, and 70.4. And I apologize for the dog barking. We're going to do these two problems real quick, and then we're going to come back in the next video and we're going to do some word problems. So we'll create some equations in the next video. First, we want to decide whether or not our sequence is arithmetic or geometric. Remember, arithmetic has a common difference and geometric has a common ratio. So I'm going to do the first one, and then you're going to get to try the next few problems. So how do we get from -7 to -5, and then to -3, and then to -1? Are we adding the same number, or are we multiplying by the same number? Well, in this case, -5 from -7 is adding 2. -5 to -3, we add 2. -3 to -1, we add 2. Adding would be a common difference. That's D equals 2. Therefore, that's what the 3 dots means, arithmetic. So now you get to determine the next 4 problems. Go ahead and press pause. And when you're ready to reveal the answer, come back. Just make sure that you can justify your answer with providing the common difference or the common ratio. Okay, welcome back. I got r equals 1/2, which is geometric, like it's electric. 28 divided by 56 is 1/2. You would find that was true. 14 divided by 28 is also 1/2, and 7 divided by 14 is also 1/2. So r equals 1/2, that's geometric. The next one, I got a common difference of 2, which is arithmetic. The next one, again, a common difference of 2, arithmetic, and 2 is a popular number. 2 is a very good number. It's actually in all of these answers. I wonder why. Why is 2 a good number? If you were a New York Yankee fan, you'd know. Common ratio is 2, therefore it's geometric. Okay, we're going to come back in the next video and we're going to talk about creating equations for these geometric sequences.